Hello guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa. Herzlich willkommen. So my friends, here update on FuelCell FCEL ticker FCEL guys. We want to check now here the squeeze situation or even short squeeze situation for the stock. We're coming now very close here to our all-time low, which has been here at $4.02. Yeah, that looks quite promising here. I show you some charted details which suggest or which show that here a short squeeze for FuelCell is possible. Of course, guys, we have to always check the situation behind the scenes, and everything what I say here is of course based on the technicals, based on the chart, and not financial advice. Yo guys, if you don't know the ticker FuelCell, I traded this ticker already over and over again, and this ticker had a massive squeeze during the not only hydrogen hype that was everything squeezed in 2020, 2021. And FuelCell is what we call here, or what some community call, a MOAS stock. That is not 100% on the dot what I show you right now, but this ticker squeezed here around 20,000%, absolute crazy. And you can see that here we had this kind of U pattern building up. So we had a huge open gap here at $600. This is now of course a split adjusted chart. As you can see, we had here already just 3 stock splits in the past, marked here by this S sign in TradingView. But you can see that this ticker has a very high squeeze potential, and we're coming now very, very close to the all-time low, trading now today at $7.74. All-time low was $4.02. Yeah, there are some technical hints in the chart. I will show you that really quick, guys. If you're new to my channel, of course, the main purpose is to educate you here in trading. This is why I started this channel here, but I also have a mission, guys. I want to predict, or I do predict short squeezes, guys. This is what I do here. We had here a massive Patreon swing trade alert squeeze of 800% or 797% here after my post here on Patreon. Took almost 2 weeks. You can see the ticker traded sideways here after my post. The bottom was in, and now we had a 797% squeeze. That's why I also will try to give you here a short squeeze prediction for FuelCell. But if you also want to see here my other short squeeze plays, I also upload here every Sunday my so-called hot stocks. Yeah, these tickers have very high squeeze potential, and I personally expect them to squeeze in the very few next days. There is no guarantee, of course, guys, nothing has to squeeze, but I had here many successful predictions in the past. And here during December here, guys, just around Christmas, we had here 6 or 5 big squeezes in just 6 trading days. So if you want to see this content, guys, you can check out here my Patreon. The full package membership is here, the most popular membership which I have, where everyday new members joining in, and you get a lot of benefits here, guys, on Patreon here. And if you also want to join in, if you want to become a part of our trading community, you can click here the info icon in the corner to get access to the Patreon member link. So my friends, let's now check the chart. So first of all, what I want to show you before we enable the drawings, we just check the RSI. I switch now here to the weekly chart. That means one candle shows the price action of 1 week. Yeah, and when we just see the situation here for FuelCell back in the day before we had this 20,000% short squeeze, that was very promising, because we build it up here. Not a bullish divergence, but before the squeeze happens, we had a bullish divergence. But what I really like is the RSI setup. We had here a very painful shakeout. You can see the RSI was trading really low, and then we had some strength here, came back in the usually trading range here for the RSI, which is between 30 and 70, and then we started to lift off and had this massive short squeeze, guys. And this is more or less the same what we have right now today. We have this shakeout. That doesn't mean that the bottom is already in, but you can see the price stopped here at $5.40, and when we switch here to the situation back in 2090, guys, you can see it was more or less the same price. $4 is not that far away from the lowest point which we had right now. We also had a stock split, guys. A stock split happened here as well, just before the squeeze. That's why I say this is not to hype you up to create FOMO, but I love to trade short squeeze stocks, and I always want to get the lowest possible price. And the chance that we can see here a squeeze or a bullish reversal for FuelCell is definitely there, based on the technicals. So what we can see, the RSI start to build up some strength, and then we had this massive squeeze here. And this is more or less, guys, the same what we have today as well. We had the oversold RSI here as well for a couple of time. Then we start to regain strength. And what we want to see now is here a retest, a confirmation before we see a lift off. That's why it is possible that FuelCell has to come a little bit more down. When I show you my drawings, then you also will see the price targets here, but this is already very promising here. So when we focus still on the RSI, then we had here this kind of algo trend line on the RSI, which initiated here the breakout. We have that for many stocks in the market, guys. You can also check out my Novavax videos, for example, where I also predicted the short squeeze which happened here in 2024 for Novavax. But this is every time the same, guys. It doesn't matter if you trade crypto or stocks, we have always the same kind of technical patterns. Yeah, and this is the situation which we have today for FuelCell. Guys, this is the algo trend line, which is compressing the price, which is controlling the price, and which is the reason why we don't see a short squeeze yet. And you can see that FuelCell start to build up here some strength, retested this trend line here a couple of times on the RSI before we had here the final breakout. So that could happen here as well. It can take much more time, guys. That's why I say, this is not financial advice. We don't need to see a squeeze right now. But as I said, based on the technicals here and based on the price levels where we are right now, we have here this bullish algo liquidity zone. The green box here, guys, is usually where the algo is snapping in the buying algos. And of course, we're trading here in a trend channel pattern for FuelCell. So every time when we hit here the bottom of the trend channel, we see a squeeze reaction here. The last short squeeze, smaller short squeeze, which we had, was exactly here when we came at the bottom of this trend channel line here. This was the trend channel bottom, guys, and you can see FuelCell confirmed that with a small short squeeze here, 150%. It's good, better than nothing. It's a nice squeeze, but of course took a little bit more. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Yeah, the other stocks which I show here on Patreon, guys, they squeeze usually much quicker. As I said, not financial advice. So this is what I expect here for FuelCell, guys. I want to see here maybe the final shakeout one more time, that we retest here the RSI before we maybe start to lift off. The problem, guys, the bear case scenario is now that the bottom is more or less in. We are very close here. As I said, between here $6.37 and $4 is, in my opinion, here a very good trading zone or demand zone for FuelCell. But the problem is, guys, the illusion, right? So every time when companies performing stock splits, FuelCell, of course, executed a reverse stock split. That's why the price is back to $7 right now. The market capital is around $158 million, which is still okay to stay listed here on the Nasdaq. But the problem is, guys, that this is of course not enough to run a business. So they maybe have to dilute the stock. They already announced that. They say, of course, here stock warrants, but even that may not be stocks which they pump now into the market, but when the insiders, whoever gets these warrants, guys, when they execute them, then of course that means that they will drop new shares into the market. So we have to understand that the short interest for FuelCell is now here around 24%, which is really high. So the market makers do not agree with the actual stock price. They want to see a lower price for FuelCell, and this is the reason why you're playing here with fire when you trade stocks like that. It is risky, but of course it also brings huge chances, and the only thing what you can do to avoid the risk as much as possible is to get the lowest possible price. So think like a market maker. If $4 was the previous bottom, that doesn't mean that we can squeeze here. We can still even go lower, but the algos, the demand zone for the algos is unchanged in my opinion. They are still waiting here. So if we see lower prices, that is maybe just a shakeout for a few weeks before we finally see here a squeeze for FuelCell, if they don't dilute the hell out of the stock, guys, of course. Yo, guys, that was the quick and dirty update. If you want to copy here the price levels from my chart, I will zoom out for you here. So we have here one very strong algo resistance zone at $18. So that would also be one of the price goals for FuelCell. Most important right now, before we talk about the squeeze, is the support zone, which is waiting here between $6.40 and $4, the all-time low, somewhere here at the bottom of the trend channel, guys. So this is my trading strategy for FuelCell and not financial advice. If you want to copy the price levels here, everything what you see is based on TradingView. This is the chart program what I use here for all my videos and all my trades. And if you also want to get that program, guys, I can give you here a $15 discount link on the premium tier. When you click the info icon in the corner, you get access to this $15 discount link. So my friends, that was the update on FuelCell. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one. Arigato gozaimasu. Vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.